What's up, y'all? I'm back. So, Saturday, the day of Gavv's premiere. First of all, I'd like to apologize for dropping that video so late yesterday. I recorded it at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and it finished uploading midnight. Because it took a while to figure out how the fuck to edit the intro in, and I'm so new to this. I'm learning. I got headphones on, hoping that the audio quality will be a little bit better. Also today I'm just going to be trying out different strategies to try to edit this intro, like to see if I can better the audio, right? But back to the point, today's Gavv premiere day. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to watch the episode live, obviously no subtitles, no nothing, just watching it happen. This for me is like a preamble. Right now I'm just going to give a little more closing statements on the last video, and also just riffing on just my immediate thoughts right before the premiere, and then the next segment after this is going to be after the premiere, like after I haven't seen the episode, my thoughts on it, how I feel, you know. That's basically what this is going to be. So, addendum to the last video. Those of you that were actually looking at the screen while like watching the video would have noticed that while I was talking about the opening and like kind of shitting on it, I had a little annotation on top saying that it grew on me. Because while editing, I had the video playing over and over, like that edit on the intro from K the Red Ninja. Follow him on Twitter, by the way. So yeah, I listened to it over and over, and while yes, I still agree that it's pretty low energy still, like especially compared to other writer openings, especially compared to Kami's story, I do really like it. Like it's a bop. It kind of feels like something like a YouTube artist might have dropped. Like, okay, it feels insulting calling them YouTube artists, but you know, utaites and those of that ilk, right? So like Eve, Ado, Yosobi, Zuttomayo, Vondi, Toe, those people, like one of those songs that would have dropped like early on, something more chill, something more poppy. It feels kind of like that. It feels like, you know, Heart Forecast, the Eve song. It's kind of like that, but Heart Forecast is way worse than God Boost. It's kind of like Chocolate Cadabra from Ado, but that's the point. I actually really like it. I do still stand by what I said about the chorus. It's a little musically uninteresting when it comes to just repeating the intro, but with not as many changes to the instrumental. But still, like regardless, I still feel the same way, but I have a more positive outlook on those same things. So like I still now I fuck with it. I'm probably gonna download it when the full version drops, or when an official version of the TV size edit drops. I'll probably download it, probably listen to it a bunch. I like it now. So, about Shoma himself, I didn't really touch too much upon this. I did on a previous recording, because I did record that video twice. The first time got interrupted by an important call, and I didn't really finish my thoughts, and I wanted to start over so I could word myself better, but I did end up forgetting one thing that I mentioned before, which was Shoma himself, Shoma's stomach, or Inoue Shoma. Sorry, y'all. Basically, what I think, he looks really cool. As the protagonist, he might be like the coolest looking like Kamen Rider main guy in a fucking while, right? I think Aruto's pretty cool, but I think he looks cooler than Naruto. Cause like the hair, he looks stylish as shit. Like obviously his jacket, his fit is crazy. Like I love the baggy jackets, bro. Like I really fuck with it. I really like the fact that he unzips the little patch, or that little pouch, he unzips it, so he shows the belt actually being attached to his stomach. I actually really fucking love that detail. That's really creative. That's cool as fuck. I really like how he does that. Obviously, like I said in the video, while I don't like the cranking action on the belt, I do really like his little pose, like I really fucking like that. So like as the protagonist, Shoma, I think I'm really gonna like him. Like, full disclosure, I'm probably really gonna like Shoma. He's cool as fuck, at least so far, right? But about the suit, I don't know if I got this across effectively in the video, because I'm just riffing on and on, not really thinking about what I'm saying. I do think it looks better in action than it does in just pictures of the suit itself. Like when it's in motion, it looks really good, which is the case with most suits. There are a couple that look better just in picture than they do in motion. mostly like monster suits. But in motion, the Gavv suit looks a lot cooler than I initially thought. Because most of what I said in the video, it's all based on just pre-release information. Not a lot of it is based on the actual footage we've seen. The actual footage we've seen looks cool, right? It looks pretty alright. Like I'm gonna watch it, obviously. I'm not writing it off. I was just saying that I dislike what I've heard. I'm still gonna watch it. But yeah, so far from what we've seen of trailer footage and leaked footage, it looks cool. I'm excited to watch it, despite my feelings on the actual gimmick, the suit, the theme. The stomachs look cool. Like as a villain group, they look really fucking cool, and it's a big cast of villains. So I'm expecting like some of them to be working against each other, some of them to turn good. Obviously, a couple are gonna die. Maybe all of them. I don't know. But I'm expecting something cool, right? Obviously, I'm working on a high baseline because, like, you know, I shouldn't show this book actually. It's Xenogears Perfect Works. Those that know what Xenogears Perfect Works is know I probably can't show that cover on YouTube because Ellie is very naked in that. But it's artistic nudity, but I don't know if that flies on YouTube. So, you know, Xenogears. I fucking love Xenogears, right? And obviously, as a fan of Xenogears and Xenosaga, I'm a little spoiled when it comes to the kind of villain dynamics I like people work like them working against each other, having different goals. So obviously I'm not expecting that, but still my well is a little bit poisoned because my standards are a little bit high, right? When it comes to the first episode, I'm just expecting like a cool fight at the end, right? Maybe the start might be like showing Shoma in either his like alien form or rider form, just like fighting off some of the bad guys and like getting kicked out of his planet, or like having to flee from his planet, or I don't know, just him with the aliens at first in like a little intro sequence, and then just arriving on Earth. You know, kind of like how Kamen in the beginning of Kamen Rider Double, it starts with Begins Night, with like a little clip of Begins Night, with them like transforming for the first time. It looks sick as fuck, and then you see Kamen Rider Double like first walk towards the camera, boom, title sequence, boom. Now we're in Futo. It's like a couple years later, probably, right? That's cool as shit, and I'm hoping we get something like that, because you know, to hint the backstory and something, and also like it would be a cool cold open, right? Kind of like how in God Chart, if I remember correctly, episode 1 started with Fuga in the Ouroboros realm. Is it Ouroboros or Ouroboros? I'm gonna say Ouroboros because that's how they say it in Xenoblade 3, and that's the greatest game of all time. So yeah, he was in the Ouroboros realm, fighting off the Abyssal sisters, and you know, it's a little cool little cold open. I really like that. So I really hope we get something like that with Gavv. Like these are hopes. First of all, I'm not saying that it will be bad if it doesn't. This is just off the top of my head what I think might happen, or what I hope might happen. So yeah, that I'm hoping to see something fun with Shoma. Hopefully, I want to see him interact with the gummies. It's like just like little pets walking around, and then just fucking eats them. That would be funny. That would be fucking funny. Overall, like I want to see how he interacts with humans. Like, is he gonna be like a cool guy at first, or is he gonna be a little bit awkward, right? Like, what I have in mind is like, is he gonna be like cool guy from the get go? Like, hey, like is he gonna be like chill as fuck, or is he kind of gonna be like Dex from Saban's Masked Rider? You know, the adaptation of a Black RX. Is he gonna be kind of like that, where he's learning how to be human, or like Alf, right? That would be funny. Where he's like a little bit awkward, or like Penny from Ruby. That would be pretty funny. Like, you know, just Shoma being a little bit awkward, learning how to be human from whoever he's living with, or the friends he meets on Earth when he first goes down there. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I'm just excited to watch the live broadcast. I'm probably gonna catch an episode of Precure before that. I'm hoping maybe in the future I'm gonna get into Precure, because I'm super into like magical girl stuff. I love Sailor Moon, Madoka Magica, Utena, that kind of stuff. So I want to get more into it. I want to watch Precure. I want to see what I can get into. And obviously I'm gonna go watch another episode of Precure Wonderful Precure. before the Gavv episode. And, you know, that's just how it is. Gavv comes out today. After this cut, it's gonna be a couple hours later because it's now 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. It's not for about 10 hours that the episode's premieres. So I guess I'll see you guys then. Right. It is now 8:40 p.m. Gavv episode 1 just stopped, just finished airing. Boom Boom's airing right now, but who the fuck cares? I'm sorry, I stopped watching Boom Boom after Violet got revealed. But second half of the video, I've watched episode 1 of Kamen Rider Gavv. Obviously, like, I still don't know like exactly what was said because, you know, no subtitles. But thanks to being a massive fan of a lot of Japanese shit for like over 10 years now, I can kind of understand a little bit of what they're saying. Like I can pick up on what the fuck is going on, right? So yeah, so I want to Gavv. First of all, the first thing I want to say is I was right about the intro. I was 100% right. That's exactly what happened. The first scene was him escaping from the stomachs from the other alien people. I was 100% right about that. And then him falling down to earth. I'm proud about that. Like I was watching Precure, like the ending for Precure finished. They did the Konoato Stato, and then the intro started. I was like, I got it. And then I went on Twitter immediately like, yeah, I got it. First knee-jerk reaction. Like I said in the predictions section, the suit looks a lot better in action than it does in pictures. Especially in the actual show. I like how the way it's you have the black on the suit, but then the arm guards, this little part is really heavily colored on both arms. It really like gives like more impact to the punches. So when you're watching it, you kind of like really feel it, like you see it. Even when the punches are going too fast, like when the action's going a little bit there's too much going on, you can still like really follow it because of the bright colors on this. So I actually really respect that decision now. Even though it doesn't really look good on like a still image, like in action, good as fuck, right? I'm still not too big of a fan of the, said this on Twitter, the kind of 0-1 thing where a lot of like helmets recently have just been like a skin tight black like head mold and then just like kind of a mask plastered on it instead of a whole helmet design. Like 0-1 had this, a lot of the 0-1 writers had this. Obviously Gavv has this. I'm trying to think because I know a bunch of others have this, but I just completely forgot. But yeah, I'm not really rocking with that. It just looks a little bit cheap, especially like when you're looking at him from the side. It really just looks like cheap compared to the other helmets, especially Gotchard. After we got up of watching such an amazing fucking show with like a banger suit, like yeah. But I digress. Shoma, actually, like he's really cool, but it's like I predicted it. I think. Yeah, I think I did say it in the prediction section. Where like, yeah, he's not necessarily a cool guy from the beginning. He's like kind of awkward. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's like, what the fuck is this? You call it a gummy? That's some good shit. And he doesn't really know about the gochizo. They have to tell him like, hey bro, don't eat here, eat here. That was pretty cute. Obviously the effect for the gochizo is a little, you know, it's not exactly realistic, but that's not the point. It's about artistic vision, right? And I actually really respect that. I like the shot where they were like this. The gummy was just standing here, and they lingered on that shot for a while, But you know, the little dude was dancing around. He was doing his little dance. Like, yeah, I like it. I like it. And I actually kind of like, at least so far, the idea that he's not just gonna stay with one group of people, where he's just gonna go around helping people. At least so far. For all I know, they're gonna do that little style for like 5 episodes, introduce the main cast, and then they're all gonna meet up, and he's just gonna hang out with the same 5 people consistently. I don't know. I also liked how they kind of hinted at his past throughout the episode by like doing flashbacks, like pretty quick, simple, snappy. it didn't burden you with too much information. It didn't take too much of your time as a watcher, so it like didn't feel boring to watch, but it was just enough where you kind of like got the gist of it, right? His mom was telling him not to eat humans, to never eat that, or rather never to eat the dark snacks that the stomach people make. And then he was like, why? She's like, never do that, never do that. And for some reason, that resonated with him, so he remembers it. And then, like, obviously, when he fell down to earth, you can hear him say, like, this is something, mom, something dream. Something mom, something world, I think. So it's like, is this mom's world? So I'm assuming, like, maybe Shoma's, like, half human. Maybe that's why he's so different from the other stomachs, and why his mom was like, never eat humans, right? And I'm assuming from what we saw that his mom was turned into one of those snacks, so that's probably why he was running away from the stomachs. And then I liked how like he saw the little kid's mom there, and he was like, you know, I need to protect these people, right? Like I really like that. And also, one thing, I wonder how long they're actually gonna stick with these two gimmicks. One is how inhumanly fast and strong Shoma is, like in base form. Obviously, it's not strong enough to beat a kaijin, right? But strong enough to, like, you know, stop a fucking truck and like run faster than the speed of light. Or not faster than the speed of light, because power scales are gonna hate that. It runs fast as fuck. You guys saw the one where he was like in the puddle and then for a second, like boom, right, to save a little kid. I think his name was Nishiki or something. But back to the point. I wonder how long they're really gonna stick with that. It doesn't really feel like something that would be too convenient for a writer, especially when it comes to putting Shoma in predicaments. But that reminds me too, because now that confirmed that these kaijin are stronger than the average, like the invest from Gavv. Because dude, Koto was kicking the shit out of the invest in like base form, like civilian form. He was kicking the shit out of those things. And then Shoma is rocking over here, strong enough to stop a fucking like van, going full speed, just like boom, it clashes into him. He doesn't flinch at all, right? But then when he was just punching this dude out, like it didn't do nothing. Like the other guy didn't even flinch, right? So that dude is way stronger than the truck, because Shoma's way stronger than the truck, and that dude's way stronger than Shoma. But obviously Gavv is stronger than that dude. Well, it's around the same, you know what I mean. Right? I didn't really pay too much attention to the bike because, frankly, when the bike appeared at the end, I was assuming they were gonna just do something else. So I went on Thomas UGB's Discord saying like, oh, I predicted the beginning or whatever. But I do like the fact that it's more like a repaint of a normal bike. So well, I'm assuming they're gonna be using the bike more, or his vehicle more, because I'm pretty sure is it like a little, is it 4-wheel? I don't know. But hopefully they use that more. Hopefully he like rocks up to fights on his vehicle instead of just running there. He's not a common runner. He's a common rider, right? This is what I said on Twitter. I've said that a couple times. Where like I'd rather just have a normal bike that's like painted a little bit and not modified too much if it means bike action. As long as it means bike action, I don't care if it's like super well designed, right? So I'm happy with that, really. Even though I don't really like his CG vehicle, like the big one, I don't really fuck with that. I like the normal one. I like his helmet too. It looks pretty fucking cool. But yeah. Another thing that I noticed is it's kind of funny how it's implied that his belt is always just there. But then when he has his jacket zipped up, it's very clearly not there because, you know, like you can see it not protruding out through the folds of the clothing, right? Because it's a pretty like light jacket. This jacket is thicker than that one, right? But yeah, that's pretty funny. Another thing, Shoma, like I said in the predictions, this dude is stylish as fuck. I love his hair, like I love his style. I don't like how they didn't really show. Well, okay, it's kind of typical to not show the opening of the first episode, but I don't know. It's this is me as an anime fan. Sometimes I get a little pissed off when they don't show the opening of the first episode, just because, you know, I like openings, right? I run the openings account, but you know, that'll be next episode, right? Let me think. What's another gimmick that I wonder how long they're gonna stick with is the like how they chip away at his armor, his gummy armor, and then he has to eat another gochizo, like crank it again. He has to crank his gummy to regain the armor, right? I wonder how long they're gonna stick with that because yeah, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of cumbersome in a fight, especially in like a prolonged fight. He just has to like take one attack and then just do it again every single fucking time. That's gonna take a while. Maybe they'll do it off screen where like like he does that, he reaches out for a gochizo, then it cuts away to the enemy going like he's going back in, and then by the time the enemy goes back in and it cuts back to Gavv, dude, my headphones, there's something going on with this one, but by the time it cuts back to Gavv, he's already regained the armor, right? Probably just to save on time for the special effects, right? But overall, I thought that was a really cool gimmick. It's it's creative, right? And it's a cool thing to look at while the fight happens. The fight was also like, I really liked the fight because they moved around from place to place. I especially really liked the part where like they were between the crates and like they were like fucking holding themselves between each crate with their legs, just fighting over the space between two crates. That was cool. That's creative, right? The way he summoned his sword was also pretty funny. He just spits it out, which also then explains why it looks more like his belt than it does like his actual design. And that was one thing that I had a gripe about on Twitter when it was first revealed, with his sword was revealed, because I was like, that doesn't look like Gavv at all. It just kind of has the colors of the driver. I thought for a second like that looks more like a drive toy, right? For coming out of the drive, but no, actually it makes a lot of sense because it comes out of his driver, right? So yeah, that's cool. I'm still not really a fan of the design. I don't think it fits because again, just like the driver, too mechanical. But you know what? It's neither here nor there. What's another thing? Okay, first of all, I want to say I did enjoy the episode, right? Solid first episode, solid introduction to Shoma, solid introduction to the general vibe of the show. I actually really liked that like main theme OST that they were playing, like where it's like the Gochis were like singing dun 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 dun. It's like it's like it's poppy. It's poppy, but it's got like a modern feel to it. I actually really like that. I was looking for it on YouTube for a second before recording this because I was like, if I can find that OST on YouTube by any sort of miracle, I'd be like playing it on my laptop so you guys can hear it as background music. Or actually, I could just input it in DaVinci, whatever. But I couldn't find it naturally, right? It would be weird if I could, but I still checked because it would have been cool to have that OST playing here. But yeah, so far I'm thinking like the music is probably gonna be good because other than that poppy bit, you can kind of hear jazzy undertones under that. It certainly kind of felt like I heard like trumpets. I think reminded me a little bit of Geet's theme, like "Here Comes the Highlight." That one reminded me a little bit of that. So I was like, you know what, music sounds cool, fights are cool so far. Show is cool, the whole theme is cool. So far, I actually really like it more than I thought I would. But, to reiterate, this is episode 1. He's not going to fight like this for the entire show. We already know this, right? Obviously, next like 3 to 4 episodes are just going to be new forms. We're going to get Sakusaku chips, we're going to get Fuamalo, and whatever the fuck the chocolate form is called, right? We're going to get those. And yeah, we're gonna get those soon. We're gonna see more villains. I'm kind of surprised that they revealed he was an alien to the little Tanishiki so fast. I'm surprised they revealed he was an alien to Tanishiki so fast because he's a kid. He's probably gonna tell people, but he's new here, so he probably doesn't have like a reason to think he should hide his identity rather. But then again, this is the Kamen. This is a tokusatsu show. Civilians are a lot more likely to just accept the weird shit happening. It's like, yeah, there's monsters. Okay. So yeah, that dude fights him. Yeah. They just accept it until they can't. Because sometimes it's weird, like in Time Ranger, how the Time Rangers themselves were like this big phenomenon that people were investigating, right? And people didn't know what the fuck was going on. So yeah, we got those dynamics going on. So I'm assuming people are just gonna think it's normal. I'm wondering where the bike went, or or what the fuck happened where he's just knocked out at the end there. But you know, that's just Toku shenanigans, right? So far, like, keep short and simple. I like it. I like it. I'd give it like, I don't really like giving number ratings immediately, but I give it like an 8 out of 10 first episode. It was fun. It was quick. It wasn't bogged down. It gives you all the information you needed. You understood it. It was kind of like, it got to the action pretty quick. It was about halfway through the episode where it started, or just a little bit over halfway. The monster design was really fucking cool. I like how, obviously, when you saw the stomach and the actual guy's civilian form, the inside was like a shirt, even though it's supposed to look like the inside of a mouth. But I actually like really like the practical effect, and my favorite part was that when he took it out and he transformed, the mouth stayed in place to where the mouth is on the actual kaijin design. So it looks like the mouth opened and it revealed his full form, where like the mouth is always there. And I was like, the effect. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna bother screen recording the footage right now, going back on the stream to just put it here. I'm not doing that shit. Sorry. And I didn't take screenshots. Yeah. So the editing that you saw in the preview, I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen right now. But for next video, I probably will. But I really that's probably my favorite part of the episode. Like that little kaijin design, the mounts on the shoulders, bro. That was sick. I actually really love that kaijin design. And again, the transformation, the way it stayed in place, the practical effect of the mouth being there, because it, like, obviously these were prosthetics and they're fake, but they looked real enough in the moment where it kind of doesn't throw you off, and you know, it looks good. Like, it's tokusatsu. Regarding the actual CG chase scene, I thought it was surprisingly good looking. Again, my standards are stuff like Double, where the chase scenes in that Revol Gary, that's what it's called. That thing, that big monster car thing, those looked horrendous. It almost made me drop Double when I first started, right? But here it looks pretty good. It's like we upgraded from like PS2 graphics to slightly higher reg PS3 graphics. Or no, we went from mid PS2 graphics to mid PS3 graphics, or ultra super fucking high end PS2 pre-rendered cutscenes. Because Xenosaga 3 looked pretty fucking good. That's a PS2 game, right? But yeah, overall, I really liked it. So far, it exceeded my expectations, right? But obviously, we're talking about just episode 1. We're not talking about the plot, right? Just what we've seen. It's really good. I really enjoyed my time. The suit is a lot better in action, but still, the helmet, I don't fuck with it. But I do really like the design. I respect the design more in practice than I do in theory. Yeah, so far, those are my thoughts on Gavv, episode 1. Just knee-jerk reactions. I literally finished the episode and then went here to my living room to just talk to you guys about it. But thank you very much for listening, and yeah, see ya.